Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game, and we are returning to the North German Federation in the upcoming war against Austria. So, last time around, we just have finished researching the, where are we? Trench works. That means we now got trench infantry, which has a much better offensive capability, also much better defensive capability than the predecessors. It does mean we're going to capture less provinces per battle, but I do think it is well worthwhile trying to win these battles in the first place. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to buildings, development, barracks, and we're going to ask everyone to be trench infantry now. There is a downside to that, and that is we need a lot more ammunition. Ammunition is something that I believe we are short on at the moment already. Let's double check that. No, yeah, there we are. So we are around 200 units of ammunition short, which wouldn't be a problem, but we do know that once we enter the battle, that once we mobilize our men, we are going to see more of that. So we definitely need a couple more production capabilities of that. So let's go ahead and see where we could build that. Now, most of our plants are North Rhine. We could be building more there, but we don't actually have enough people to man these, really. Well, we do have a couple of unemployed people, but that's not much. So I wouldn't really like to do that because we've already got the arms industry and the munition plants down here, and they seem to be sort of ballooning up and down, so that's no good. But we probably need around 5 more factories. I think we can go to Pomerania. We've got a couple of people here. Let's build some ammunition plants here. And we're going to build 5 of these. That's going to be alright. It doesn't need to be prioritized because we do, but we can. You know what? This is something that I want to do. So yeah, alt-click means you're getting on the top of the queue there. That's brilliant. Yes, I really like to see that. Right, reason we're building it here is we don't have a lot of industry here. We can get a couple of people to work in that. I think that's going to be alright, and that should be brilliant. We don't need to be too concerned about that immediately, because there is going to be a huge negative modifier here of 75% over 12 months for the switch to the new line infantry, and that's no good. So we're going to have to wait around 12 months anyway. Since we do need to wait 12 months, I think we could as well wait nearly 2 years, and then our infamy would be gone. And the reason I want to try that is because I believe all of the miners, the one province miners here in Germany, are not joining us because I think they can't join, or it's a theory at least that I want to test out. I think they can't join as long as we have got infamy. So that's why we do have some time here. Let's double check on our arms industries as well. I think we are alright-ish. Well, we are a little bit shy on artillery. We've got enough small arms, so that's not a problem. And we could be producing more small arms as we go. We can't be producing more artillery as such. Right, I think Berlin, you guys have some arms industry too, right? Yeah, we do. We might actually want to produce muskets here, because that means, yeah, okay, we're actually going to go for muskets here, which is a bit dubious maybe, but okay. And that means we can build these guys up a little bit. We don't need to be building that up too much. Well, I say that, but it's around a quarter of what we have already. So, you know what, let's build 3 more arms factories here in the Rhine area, and that should be okay. Right, we also do need to do some research. Now, defensive in depth would be lovely, but that's 5 years. Bolt action rifles, lovely, 5 years, way too long. I think the hand crank machine gun is a nice choice. Modern nursing would be good, but we can't really use field hospitals because we don't have access to opium. We could trade for that, but it's sort of very vulnerable, and we risk having shortages, and that's just no good. So I think that's one of the things that we could do. The other thing is the open hearth process, and I'm almost tempted to try and build that, because that allows us to use more steel. We could also think about dynamite. Dynamite is something that we would actually, that would be pretty good, because I think our ammunition plants here are going to require more explosives, and as always, explosives are a thing that we have never enough of, because our chemical plants aren't really producing enough of that, even though we've got all of these fertilizer kicking around, as you pretty much know by now. So I think that would be immensely helpful to build the dynamite plants here, because that would give us more explosives at the cost of fertilizer, which would be actually super nice. Could also simply use more fertilizer, of course. But I do think I like that idea. But I also like the open hearth process. You know what? It's very short term, 7 to 11 weeks, so we're going to do that. And that should be a-okay too. I think we're also going to require other stuff, so let's make sure that we've got everything locked in here for these guys to be producing things that we need, explosives and lead. How are we looking on lead? Yeah, there's also a slight shortage there. So let's make sure that our resources do match up. We're going to look for the lead industries first. Silesia and Brunswick. Okay, Brunswick, you're going to build that up to level 10. So we're going to get another hub there. And then I do think we also need some more iron. Where can we be building iron? Alsace-Loire. Yeah, that's fine. Let's build more of that there. Good. Unpause. Wow, that has been a while now, but I did want to talk about that a little bit and make sure that we've got that all set up correctly. We are, I think, influencing people. We are making sure that everyone is happy. That's good. Proposal for a trade agreement. Schleswig, you know what? We're going to enter that trade agreement because I would like to get you guys to join ultimately in on our customs union, because I think that will make you a lot more likely to be joining our thing entirely. Yeah, but no one is really accepting that. Well, there we go. Open hearth process. That's nice. Dynamite. Yeah, would be lovely. All of these things would be very great. But I do think for now it makes sense to focus a little bit at least on the military. And either we could go for conscriptable barons, but I think kill rate here is a nice thing to do too. So we're going to go for that. We're going to take care of the low market access. Oh, in Hesse. Well, that's no good. Hesse and Rhineland, in fact. So you guys do need more railways. Let's prioritize that. Rhineland, which is the Rhineland. You guys are the Rhineland. Yeah, there we go. How about you guys here? Well, you're not earning a lot, so since we do have some money left here, I think we're simply going to subsidize them. Yes, it does mean we're losing some money, but it should be okay. Yeah, there we go. Good. Right. Ammunition plants are being built, so that means we have not enough industry, sorry, not enough build orders kicking around. So let's look at the details here and make sure that we are producing stuff that is used. More clothing still. And more wood. Even though we are importing so much wood from Russia. That's amazing. Who's using that? Pop consumption is really low. Yeah, the construction sector, tool works, paper mills. We really need still more wood. Can we import that? Because we noticed that we are sort of at the limit there of the wood that we can build ourselves. Build? Construct? I don't know. Right, French market would actually be very good. Let's do it. I like it. Anything else that we might want to import then? Wine, it's kind of nice, but it's only sort of there. We are exporting a lot of coal, so that's kind of a no. Explosives are cool. Can we export more? Can we export more of the fertilizer? The Americans actually need a lot of that, but the convoy usage would be really high. We could push some on the Schleswig market and the Oldenburg market and so on and hope that they're going to join us. But I don't think that's going to work, so yeah, that's a no for now. We're going to keep an eye on Berlin maybe with the motor industries. You guys are reasonably profitable. Oh, speaking of reasonably profitable, steel mills, guys. You've got the open hearth process. Yes, that's projected to lose your money, but only because we have got an iron shortage, and if we could get rid of the iron shortage, that would be even better, wouldn't it? Okay, you know what, Alsace, you're going to double down on that and get as much as you can get here. We've got 40 left. I think that's just about enough. So we're gonna go with that. Yeah, notice how profitable these guys are. There are some things here that are a little bit that I don't like. Just like these smallish factories, level 1. That's never really a good thing to have. So, ooh, interesting. So we could lose law enforcement, but get more interest rate approval, or get people to be more radical. I think having them be on our side is a little bit better because we can just go ahead and re-increase that. Some of you guys suggested that I change the laws, and I think that's something that we're going to do. but not right now. I think we're going to wait after the war with Austria. Austria, of course, being the historical rival of Germany in this period, which is kind of interesting. Modern nursing unlocked, yeah, that's not something that we really want to do. And it's basically just, historically Austria was the dominating power, and the rise of Prussia really did came at the cost of Austria. So, intelligentsia, yeah, I think we're going to rip off the intelligentsia. We really want to keep the armed forces strong and going for us so that we can beat up Austria a little bit better. Right, rubber rush. Ooh, yes, I like that. So we are seeing in our colonies now that we are seeing some rubber, don't we? Coffee plantations, yeah, not enough people working here. You know what, I think one of the issues here is that we don't have enough aristocrats, is it? Looks actually okay. Still, I think we probably want to go with some barracks down here. It's going to be a little bit helpful. Yeah, let's go with that. Right, stuff is being built up, but I'm guessing that we're going to see a shortage here of production stuff, so we're going to keep an eye on the market and do that, because that's what this game is, well, nearly all about. Right, yeah, we're still building all of this stuff here in Alsace-Loire. Do you really have that low market access? Didn't we see that it was higher before? Aren't people not working in the railway industry? That's it. People are not working in the railway industry. Huh. Well, in that case, let's dial down a little bit on the construction sector here. That should get more people unemployed, which means they're going to be employed in the railway, which means our infrastructure is going up, which means everyone should be doing a little bit better. Winds of change, a lot of events happening here. So, China's like never before, heavily urbanized. Ooh. Standard of living increases? Or urban center building throughput? No, I like that idea. Raising concerns. No, we like the industrialists. We don't really care about the intelligentsia at the moment. Yes, they would give us a slightly more things on some of these things, or slightly more attraction before. We're going to hit a problem here, I think. You guys are okay though. How about Silesia? No peasants at all. But a couple of livestock ranches. Let's get rid of the livestock ranches. That means a couple of unemployed people are now being hired in the urban center. The iron mines here have very low profitability, but that's because we're not building anything and we're not using enough iron at the moment, so we really do need to change that. So, again, there's not that much here in terms of stuff that we need to do. Well, that's not true. Motorize these guys here. We've got a shortage here of 100. That's about a third of what we've got, so let's make sure that we are building up our industry here. Double check on the transportation capacity. Looks fine for now. We've got a couple of peasants to be actually manning this stuff, so that's good too. We could also think about our naval base. How many ironclads are we using? 42. How much are we selling? 47. How is that? Is that trade routes? Yeah. Yeah, but I'm guessing we could actually double the size of these guys without impeding the shipyards here and their ability to build ironclads. Yeah. We actually have more than enough steamers, so let's try to make use of these guys by building a couple of fishing wharfs just to make sure that everything is sort of nice and balanced. Yeah, there we go. Logging camps, well, I'm guessing we can extend this one. Northern Pomerania, yeah, let's build that up too. I think slowly but surely we're starting to see some issues with the overall production capabilities. Right, Posen, you've got a lot of peasants. Let's build up the food industries, because I think you're pretty profitable and we can use most of these things. We've got certainly too much grain. We've got, well, no, we do. We've got enough fish, I'm guessing. We're gonna get enough iron and other things. Sugar, still a big issue. but still something that's nice to be building up. And I'm guessing, honestly, glassworks is always a good choice. And probably also furniture. Furniture is incredibly profitably here. Yeah, let's do that up. Just sort of get the entire industry going, sort of lift it up very, very granularly, but kind of nicely still. Infamy being decreased over here, and that should be a good start for things. How are we looking in terms of railroad? I think I would like to build a railroad in make sure that every state here has a railway of at least some level. Some of them might not necessarily need it, but I just like the idea that we've got that everywhere. Yeah, see, we don't have one here. Do have one over here. Don't have one here. It's really a little bit, you know, role-playing, but still. Well, what have we got? Bureaucratic shortfall. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that one moment. I do believe, though, that we have a problem in Alsace. The iron mines are not profitable at all. Yeah, you know what we're going to do is we're going to dial down on some of these individual buildings here so that we've got more people that can be redistributed, and especially into the railways. Yeah, we've got around 20,000 people who need to be employed by the railways. We do a university here, which I think is a good thing to have. But yeah, it's really the railways that need to be hiring more people here. We've got a lot of unemployed people. Camera unlocked, prestige, it's good, but not really critical. Yeah, look at how many peasants and how many unemployed we have without the railroad necessarily being able to hire them, which I do not understand. You are being subsidized, aren't you? No, you're not. Okay, let's subsidize you. Not sure why that happened. So there must have been, maybe I clicked that accidentally. But yeah, now we should be seeing that a lot more people are employed there. 6,000, 8,000. Your infrastructure is going to go up, up, up. There we go. 100, 130. That should make these iron mines a lot more profitable, but then again, we're not building anything, so again, that's sort of crashing. A forced party. Oldenburg, owing us an obligation, could be used to pressure them to include the armed forces in their government. Is that really something that we need? No. Not really. It might make sense long term. Oh, there's a crisis going on. Well, who's that? Sulu? We do not care about that at all. There we go. Right, so I really want to check now. This should be going to 0 pretty soonish. A little bit short on authority, not sure why that happened, but still things are looking okay. Right, what can we be doing to build up our stuff down here? We've got the university, we've got a trade center here. We've got the port, you know what, let's build some railways just because. How are the coffee plantations? Well, you're actually kind of okay, so let's keep on expanding these things. And let's also check on our African colony. Dye plantations. You guys are not hiring enough people. But other than that, that seems to be okay. We can't really be building more there. What's going on here? Austria and Russia are battling. I wish I heard about that earlier. We've got the Russian-Afghanistan wars, and Austria is one of the Afghan allies. It hasn't started too long ago. Both sides are still going pretty strong. But the Afghan side has lost over 40,000 men. Most of them Austrians down to attrition. And it's mainly on the Austrian frontier. Interesting. Why don't you have an Afghanistan front? I would have thought that you would have that. Now that's super interesting. I think we're still going to wait for this to tick down because it's at 1.3. And come on. Hand crank machine gun, that's also a good change there. We will not be able to conclude anything down here. So we're actually going to go to the process down here. Electrical generation. More services. Power plants, of course. Electric sawmills. More wood. Yeah, wood is something that we need all the time. Rubber would also be useful in the long run. What are we using actually to power this stuff? Power plant. Needs... Produces electricity, uses engines. And no coal. Huh. Curious. And this is just using electricity, right? Yeah, so that is something that we could use in and of itself. We could use some of these technologies that actually use fewer people to produce stuff. Wouldn't be the worst idea either. But honestly, I think dynamite is one of the things that we are really always struggling on. And especially with the bigger military, that's not going to necessarily become better. So indeed, that's what we're going to go with. Now, we can't really ignore building more stuff and fulfilling the growth machine. Simply because we do not have... We cannot let that go, basically, because our people are really dependent on growth. And they are dependent on growth because... Sewing machines? Do we want to use that? Yeah, that's... Where did we actually not have that? I don't know. Right, but I'm mostly actually concerned about this stuff here, mechanized looms. Less laborers. We are using that down here. Oh, we could be using that in Silesia. We could free up some people there. North Rhine, that's also not too bad. And you know what? Down here too. Food industries. We can't use anything down here, so no automation there. But furniture factories. Anhalt and Brandenburg. Anhalt. Free up people in Anhalt. Tooling workshops. Not sure where that is happening, but you know what? Let's simply recognize that we've got an issue here everywhere. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Urban centers, I think that's still a little bit more complicated, but yeah, that should conclude all of these guys. Any other production capabilities here? You know what? Yeah, let's use rail stuff everywhere. Not sure whether that was in Alsace. Might have been. If we still had this stuff in Alsace, we should see unemployment skyrocketing. We're not seeing that, but we are seeing that a couple of people are now unemployed. Right, how many peasants have we got? East Prussia is actually the highest category there. And off screen I will go through all of these guys here and make sure that we have all of these stuff that we can. But yeah, East Prussia is really, let's not call it an industrial powerhouse, but one of the areas where we can still work. And I'm guessing we can actually go for this. Yeah, well, we would use silk. Can we buy silk? Where's silk? Ultimately, we will of course be able to do that. Nah, not really. Why is the Posen market access so low? Unproductive trade routes. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Secession movements, South German. No, that's not going to happen anytime. Anhalt and Posen. Anhalt is also a problem. There we go. Okay, East Prussia then. We haven't really set out to do any specific industry down here, but I'm guessing that some textiles are always a good idea. So let's build that up a little bit. Is there anything else than really what we need? Tools are always a good choice, I think. Tooling workshops, so... yeah. Well, we've got a couple here and there, but... honestly, let's do build 5 in Prussia. And you know what, guys? That is going to conclude this episode. We are going to wait a little bit here until this is really reaching 0. And then we're going to stab the Austrians in the back while they're dealing with Russia. And I think that's going to be a very good idea. So, until then, hope you guys enjoyed. Do leave a like and everything. And I hope to see you around next time. Bye-bye.